Imani, we made a good team.
As a married woman and mother, Catherine Donahue joins an emerging class of working women during the 1920s at the Radium Dial Company in this student production of These Shining Lives at Anoka Ramsey Community College.
Flip. Dip. Paint. You got it.
Is it okay?
Is what okay, Mrs. Donahue?
Getting this stuff in our mouth.
Sobea Nieto plays the lead role as Donahue in playwright Melanie Marnick's dark story about the Radium Girls.
She is a bright woman who loves her family. She really what she wants in life is to be a part of, the working world and help her family.
You could stop a clock, which could be an issue at this new place.
Community theater veteran Nicholas Kingdon plays Catherine's loving husband, Tom Donahue.
He's kind of that support system for Catherine, but he still struggles with how to support her and his own fear and his own issues around everything that's happening.
Based on true events, the play highlights the price workers paid for being exposed to radium on the job.
Only Westclock's famous night and day watches can boast that they're painted with radium, and never a cheap substitute.
Anoka Ramsey Community College Theater presents These Shining Lives, directed by former Anoka Ramsey faculty member Scott Ford, November 8th and 9th, and November 14th through the 16th. All performances are at 7:30 p.m. at the Anoka Ramsey Performing Arts Center. Tickets are available at the door or go to arcctheater.com.
This year's presidential election brought voters out in droves, both on Election Day and for absentee voting in the weeks leading up to November 5th. Locally, 4 city council seats were on the ballot, with 2 of those being contested races. In the race for Ward 2, currently held by Carrie Raybrower, who ran for State House, Peter Butler came out on top with just over 59% of the vote. His challenger, Don Willardson, received nearly 40% of the vote. Butler says he looks forward to getting to work for the people of Ward 2.
The ward has a little over 4,000 doors, and we knocked about over 9,000, and 8,000 of those came from me. I had, my wife, some friends, some others, they knocked about another 1,000 or so to talk to folks. And it was just great because, we got a chance to talk to folks to hear what they thought was going well with the city, what they felt maybe the city needed changed.
Moving to the Ward 4 seat, currently held by Jennifer Geisler, who did not seek re-election. Her son Chris will take over that seat. Chris Geisler received nearly 56% of the vote. His challenger, Blake Miskowick, received nearly 43%. Geisler is no stranger to the city. He currently serves on the Planning Commission and looks forward to transitioning to the City Council.
I learned civics at the dinner table between not only from my mother, but even my great aunt who served on the Planning Commission for a long time too. Yep. So being involved and engaged in Coon Rapids and how it's growing and doing things has been something I literally grew up with. So I'm excited to be able to take it to the next level.
While there will be 2 new faces on the council next year, 2 familiar ones will be returning for another 4 years. Councilmember at Large Pat Carlson and Councilmember Ward 1 Brad Griskowiak both ran unopposed. The 2 men appeared on CTN Tuesday night during our election coverage.
With me, it's all about community, community, And I like to use the expression sometimes, it's like a big town, like a small town. And it's through our different community events that we bring people together. Regardless of who you are, how long you lived here, where you came from, I want everyone to feel like they're a part of the city.
Well, it goes back to why I ran in the first place, and it's really civic duty. I wanted to be engaged, and I have time, and it's a good time in my life to help out and do these types of things. So that was the main reason why I ran. That's the main reason I continue to run. And I've gained some experience over the last 8 years on the City Council, and I think that that experience can help us move the city forward.
Turning now to the Anoka County Board races, 4 seats were on the ballot this year, including a special election in District 1 to replace Matt Look. Look resigned earlier this year to become the city administrator in East Bethel. Replacing Look on the Anoka County Board will be John Heinrich, who received 55% of the vote. His challenger, Betsy O'Berry, received about 44%. In District 5, which covers a portion of Coon Rapids, a very close race, incumbent Mike Gamache received just 49 votes more than his challenger, Randy Nelson. In District 6, incumbent Julie Jepson came out on top with 66% of the vote. Challenger Jeremy Schroeder received about a third of the vote. And in District 7, incumbent Mandy Meissner easily defeated challenger Tahir Herzala, about 75% to 25%. On the state level, members of the Minnesota House were all up for re-election this year. In Coon Rapids, 3 state rep seats were on the ballot. In District 35A, DFL incumbent Zach Stevenson retains his seat in the House, but it was a close race. Stevenson received nearly 52% of the vote. Republican challenger Josh Jungling received 48%. In District 35B, an even tighter race. DFLer Carrie Raybrower beat Republican challenger Steve Pape by just 280 votes. And in District 34B, DFLer Melissa Hortman will retain her seat. She beat Republican challenger Scott Simmons 63% to about 37%.
Gizmo spent basically his whole life up until I met him in training.
As a member of the peers support team, Coon Rapids police officer John Ormston and his new partner keep toys on their desk, and they also like to take walks around the building.
So Gizmo is a almost 3-year-old black lab. He was donated to the department by Can Do Canines.
The organization, known for their service dogs, Gizmo went through Can Do Canine's facility dog program, where he trained to work at a designated location with a variety of people, like the Coon Rapids Police.
Gizmo is what we call a wellness dog in the department. He's here for our officers and our other staffs, just to promote wellness and overall bring some positivity to the department in a job that sometimes can be difficult.
Welcome to the crew.
Officer Ormston and fellow dog handler Officer Emily Geese introduced Gizmo to the City Council at their first meeting in October after just 2 months on the job. Together they demonstrated some of the skills which Gizmo trained for, like laying on a person's lap to provide deep pressure therapy.
I know that there are people who are enjoying having him around.
Evidence specialist Darren Williams likes to take some time out of his day to play fetch.
Seems like everyone's a lot happier when there's a dog around, especially me. I have 3 of my own. They're always happy to see you.
Taking that 5 to 10 minutes to just let everything else go that they're working on.
The pair even walk through City Hall to occasionally meet with city staff who enjoy the company of Gizmo.
There's definitely some positivity that he brings on a daily basis.
Eventually, their role will expand to include supporting members of the community out at public events.
I want people to know that they can always come and see him and say hi to him. It's very a respect thing to see a dog in a vest and ask if you can pet him or not. But Gizmo's job is to be loved on and to be petted.
Coon Rapids had always been on our radar.
There's a new restaurant in Riverdale for those who like spicy chicken. It's Dave's Hot Chicken, a restaurant chain growing in popularity and should be on your short list of places to check out.
The main thing that we sell are chicken tenders, and we sell slider sandwiches as well.
It takes many hands and a well-trained staff to run the kitchen smoothly. The menu is simple.
So we have 4 combos, and then we also have Dave Bites.
Dave's Hot Chicken specializes in Nashville hot chicken, all served up in a fast casual environment, and they give customers a choice of spiciness.
We offer 7 different spice levels ranging from no spice to Reaper, which is one you actually have to sign a waiver for.
For most Minnesotans, like me, there's no need for a waiver.
Our most popular spice levels are mild and medium, so both of those, they incorporate a little bit of heat but nothing overbearing.
Up on the colorful walls inside the seating area, you'll find a mural depicting the Coon Rapids Dam.
So this is all custom work done by an artist collective out of Los Angeles. So they go around and they do the artwork for every Dave's Hot Chicken restaurant that opens. Dave's Hot Chicken began in Los Angeles in 2017 with a chef named Dave. So it got started in a parking lot with 4 friends in East Hollywood. So they were just 4 friends trying to make it by, and they had their recipes for chicken that we're selling. A local food blog picked it up, and things took off from there.
The California-based operation started franchising stores in 2018 and has grown to over 200 locations and counting, both in the U.S. and internationally. Alex Humphreys, along with his cousin, former NBA player Chris Humphreys, and his parents have opened 4 locations in Minnesota, and they plan to open more in the near future.
It's been overwhelmingly positive. I think for us, a pleasant surprise was how receptive Minnesotans were to spicy chicken.
It's just a super fun event.
Sticker. There you go.
Last Saturday, Sand Creek Park was the place to be for families and kids dressed up in their Halloween best at Rocky's Pumpkin Patch.
The turnout has been tremendous. The kids are so cute in their costumes.
Thanks to the partnership between the Coon Rapids Community Strength Foundation and the city, the Pumpkin Patch has grown into a hugely popular event.
We have over 1,300 pumpkins that we're giving away. We have the most vendors we've ever had. We got 16 vendors, youth groups and or businesses.
Trick or treat. All right, what color's on the bottom of your stick there? Right, we can go over to our orange table over there and choose a prize.
There were musical chairs,
I-29,
and bingo too.
Okay, everybody, 1, 2, 3. That's awesome.
We're doing candy wrapper recycling at the Recycle Center this year in the Odds and Ends trailer.
Oh, look at you!
Patience was a virtue for those willing to wait in line to have their face painted.
We have more face painters.
So this is our first year at Rockies. It looks like there's a lot to explore. We're pretty excited about the bounce house.
Rocky's presence at this year's Pumpkin Patch will become a cherished memory for hundreds of young children who made it out to the event.
If you're not here this year, please come next year because it's going to be MEA weekend.
The tall piers being pounded into place will support the $4.6 million pedestrian bridge being built to improve safety across Coon Rapids Boulevard.
The goal is to get the piers constructed as well as hopefully some of the retaining walls and the approaches. The actual bridges in between the piers and then the truss, the steel truss itself, will wait till next year.
City engineer Mark Hansen said a large part of the project will be paid for with state and federal dollars. The pedestrian bridge will be an important part of the Coon Creek Regional Trail System. It's going to start at Zilla Street and work its way along the north side of Coon Rapids Boulevard and cross over 6 lanes of traffic diagonally over to the southwest side of the boulevard.
The pedestrian bridge is designed with a grade that will be able to accommodate wheelchairs and ADA accommodations.
The bridge will have custom features reflecting the Port Riverwalk motif.
So the bridge railings will have that wave pattern worked in, and then the bridge itself, the truss that spans across Coon Rapids Boulevard, will also have that wave or that Riverwalk theme worked into it.
Construction on the bridge truss over Coon Rapids Boulevard will require detouring traffic for a day or two sometime in the late spring of 2025. When completed, the pedestrian bridge will also serve as a distinct landmark for the city.
It's going to have the Coon Rapids name on both sides, so it'll be really a welcoming feature to people that are entering Coon Rapids and Coon Rapids Boulevard.